Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 9 of the RaceKraft Simulations V8 Vets Split 4, coming to you from the wonderful place called Melbourne, aka suburb Dandenong. Absolutely sensational. One of the most picturesque places to go motor racing, some people say. I'm John Van Ree. With me tonight, we have Mark Dial, Marty Hughes, and Ross Watson. How are we, gentlemen?
Good.
Thanks, John. Very well. Very well.
Good to have you, Marty, in the house tonight. We haven't had Marty in for a while, but it's good to have him back. And, of course, let's have a quick look at this beautiful track. It starts on the start-finish straight, just down from the grandstand where we head down past the final furlong and in past the finish line and then turn into turn 1 with a sweeping 90-degree left-hand turn. Then we go through what some people call the chicane, but I like to call it the right-left, through turn 3 where we wind up down at the dam, down at the pond, or Corrigan Road, if you want to use names that come from the castle. So we turn left at Corrigan Road. We head up the hill along the starting section on the circuit there at racetrack there at Sandown, where we kink off heading up the hill at high speed, where we then come through turn 6. One of the toughest corners where we swing down through 7 and 8 as well. And then the hard braking left-hander, which is known as Dandenong Road. Very treacherous place. It used to be full of traffic. They built a freeway to bypass it. I think the freeway is about as good as Dandenong Road is now. Not going to get into Victorian politics because I know it's a very grey area. We chuck a big 90-degree right left-hander at Dandenong, and then we head under the Penrite Bridge into the final complex of turns into 11 and 12 through 10, 13, which really I don't call a corner, but anyway, they rated as that. And then we go back across the start-finish line. It is about a minute 8, minute 7 circuit. I think you probably do a little bit quicker if you've got the car set up really well. Interesting place. They were going to can it. It still exists. I have got footage, which I have shown before, where one Gunther Void Nordschleife has vandalised the circuit, riding on P1. Gunther was here, and then riding on P2. If you're not first, you're last. I think that's Gunther can. Speaking of the Gunther, I just want to take a very quick second here to send him out our love and support from the league and everyone in the league as well. Gunther, of course, for those who don't know, lost his mother on Monday, or lost his mother this week. I think it might be Sunday, actually, sorry. Lost his mother this week anyway, and yeah, it's been a rough week for the fella. He showed up. He tried to race with us last night, which I think shows a lot of respect for the league and a lot of respect for him as well. So anyway, Dave, we're out there, mate. If you are watching, we are all thinking of you. Our condolences are all with you, and yeah, you're in our hearts and thoughts, mate. So just remember that one. And I know you and I'll talk very regularly soon. Let's have a look at the championship standings as we roll over to that one. And it is 8 rounds have gone down. We've got 2 drops in play there, not 1 drop. We'll go as far as to say Brendan Zattera is 1 point ahead of Ray Smith. This is going to be a cracking battle. Night could be one of those nights that may be detrimental to how the championship plays out. Everyone needs to remember that Brendan and Ray missed the first 2 rounds, so they basically have 0 points available to drop. So a bad performance for them. We'll see a very low score in the books. After that, we have one Brad Hayes, who's been up there and about. He's been knocking on the door all season. He's only 54 points behind. He's got a foot on the podium. He's 6 points ahead of Michael Power from Southern Cross Racing. And then just behind Michael, further 3 points back, is Andrew Listener. Jeff Sanford, the Sandman himself. Let's see what Sandy can do tonight. He's only 30 points behind the promotion position. Bearing in mind, though, when we talk promotion, everybody, just remember, if somebody has done 6 races, they will get the average of those 6 races and get the points for those. So there could be some dark horses in a couple of other splits that I'm aware of that may pop their head up into the promotion zone. Someone like Mr. Muggleton, I think, may not have done 8 races yet, so he could be somebody who might knock on the door. And, of course, we work our way down the list. Robert Baxter, he has been the standout. This guy has been on fire this season, and I think being 42 points out of the promotion zone. A good result tonight, good result next week at Phillip Island for the Enduro. Baxter will be promoted. Wishful thinking, some might. I know, it's wishful thinking, some might say, but I'm confident. I reckon this bloke can do it. He is good. I think there's an influence of Nova, and I'm hearing inklings now that he's even thinking bigger than Nova. I think I've heard rumours that he may have been talking to TTR and SSR, but we might get some proof on that one a bit later. And after Baxter, we have, of course, Darren Walden. Shannon McMillan not on the grid this evening. He's been working shift work again, which has been catching him out. Peter Wilkinson sitting in 10th, Van Rieck in 11th. DeWitt in 12th, Holly, Hughes, Watson, Patterson in front of Baldock. Now, if there was ever an epic battle against my 2 biggest protagonists, they are back there in 16 and 17. That's all I'm going to say. And we keep going down the round out the 20, Leslie, Whiting and O'Neill. So that rounds out the 20 on the championships where we sit at the moment. Let's jump onto the grid here. And good piss off Rob Baxter. Dave Baldock, big shout out, of course, everybody in the chat. Big crowd in there as well already. Appreciate everybody that jumps on and watches. I hear stories from people outside the league that they watch this as well. So it is something that I think we've really done well here. But I won't put that on me. I'll put that on Mark Dial. He's here every week. Let's have a look at the grid. Don't you laugh? Let's have a look at the grid. This is the all-important one. Ray Smith, the Scotsman, has taken first blood for Infinity Motorsports here. He's got a qualifying time of 1 minute 8 seconds, 0.408. He is 0.002, 2,000ths of a second ahead of Zattera. Can't even blink that quick. On the second row is my favourite man, Mr. Patterson, in the number 47 for Nova Sim Sports. There is reports that there was a call to the race control about some misuse of driving. There may have been someone else driving that car last night. I haven't seen it, but I believe race control may be asked by management to investigate that further. Rumour had it that Marty was actually in the rig last night. Only way we can explain Pato being in P3. Darren Friend from Old Mates and Sons, another good cracking lad. He is in fourth. Great to see him having a great qualifying there as well. Phil Whiting for Passion Sim Racing sitting in fifth, lines up alongside Andrew Lisner on the third row from Schick Racing. Marty Hughes sitting on the fourth row. Great result for you, Marty. You must have been pretty happy with that.
It was actually a bit slower than me prackies. But yeah, to be in the top 10's all right. So.
Hey, well done.
That's a good effort. And sharing the fourth row, of course, is Brad Hayes from Apex Esports League. He's the other man to watch there, sitting up in the pointy end of the championship. So he's in striking distance. Daniel Schaefer from Omen Racing sitting in on the fifth row, lining up alongside Locked On Lads Racing's Peter Wilkinson. Highly recommend you get on that podcast. I'll absolutely adore it. Then we go to this. Exactly. You get on to the sixth row with Adam Hughes from Team AHM, representing Nara Fastering really well here, doing a cracking job, and he lines up alongside Player One's Dave Holly. Over the page, we roll into the one and only Rob Baxter, back in 13th. We haven't seen Rob Baxter out of the top 10 in qualifying for a bit of a while here. A little bit concerned about the performance there and on the seventh row. Darren Walden from Angry Birds is sharing the seventh row with him. On the eighth row is Jeff Sanderford from Player One Sim Racing. Now, another guy high in the championship. Don't forget, it's hard to pass here at Sandown. He is way back there on the eighth row, lining up alongside Michael Power, another one of the top boys, sitting back in 16th. On the ninth row, we have Braden O'Loughlin from Frogleap Juice Racing, lining up alongside Fishy Motorsports' Jason Chin. On the 10th row, we have a battle for the ages with Ross Watson from Misfit Racing lining up alongside John Van Ree from WKMP. And then on the 11th row is Glenn Wilbo from Omen Racing lining up alongside the privateer Simon Pitt. On the 12th row, Vaughan Robinson lines up alongside Henry James Racing Jinx Shifters Sean Slater. And as we roll over the page, we then have Tim Hall from Player One lining up alongside Phil Marsh from PJM. Darren Vermey from 1MLT lines up alongside his brother Tim and teammate. 29th on the grid. This is what I don't understand. Back on the 15th row, we have way back when, I think some would say this would have been yesteryear, David Baldock from Dave 37 Racing WKMP, and he lines up alongside Fishy Motorsports Peter Morris. On the 16th row is Craig Rose from Quantum Racing lining up alongside Jason Thomas from Apex Esports. Gunther von Nordschleife put himself on the grid back in 33rd, and he lines up alongside Anita Buckland in 34th. David Logsdale rounds out 35th spot for Team AJR. And, of course, we have Travis, who is our race controller. And over the page, we also have Lucas Neal, our other race controller, and Lucas Burt, our safety car driver. That is the grid, boys. Any thoughts?
Here's a few fast guys.
Yeah, definitely a few fast guys in there and definitely a few other things. I'm going to throw it to the chat at the moment and ask an important question. Who do you think is going to win the championship, knowing there's 2 rounds left? And while they think about that, we might light the wick on this one, boys. What do you think?
Up.
And let's light it up. We are about to go racing. And engines are revving on the grid. Hearing the revving, engines are revving up. Waiting to go green, and we're away. That is a great jump from Smith on Zattera. He has revved it out, a little bit of a twitch there at the end, but back under control. A little bit of movement in the mid-pack, but it looks like everyone's going to get through turn one fairly safely here. Great start from the mid-pack. Back on Marty Hughes for a minute, and we're just going to try and find a few others that have moved. Ray Lachlan hasn't moved. Stay with this pack here. Still 2-3 wide as we come through turn four. Oh, big tap and into the fence. Now that's a Lachlan turn. Looks like he might be safe. And everyone gets around him safely as we go back up the front. Smith beautifully down in the Dandenong for the first time. Zattera tucked behind. He's going to have a lot of work to do. Pato, I cannot believe this. He has survived. Pato has survived turn one, lap one. He is on. I'm going to put my money on Pato to win this.
You watch out there, right?
And you boys flying through here.
I'm going to fly on Pato too.
He's on fire. Look at him go. He's pulling away from friend. And Smith and Zattera absolutely clearing out as well. So Pato front two just drove away. Come on, Pato. Marty would know better not to let them drive away.
Oh, well, sometimes you can't help it when you've got lack of talent, so.
I didn't say that, Pato. Wasn't me.
Oh, hang on. I was talking about me.
And the man on the painkillers, Mr. Muggleton's in the house too. How are you, Matt? Hope the knee's not too painful. As we come around lap two here, might just go a little bit further back. Phil Whiting, he is absolutely tucked in the battle here. He's tucked right up behind Friend, who now is caught right up behind Patterson. Now these boys absolutely flying here. Marty Hughes in the background, Andrew Listener. He lost a spot in that first couple of laps. Look for the inside. He's locked up. Oh, how he didn't take out Friend, I do not know.
You're safe first.
Oh, that was epic. Friend continues on, not a scratch on the car. You should know whether Darren saw him coming and opened the wheel or whether it was just luck.
Otherwise, he's got a brown suit.
Yeah, I reckon there'd be a brown suit there.
And flat tyres. Flat spot.
Let's have a look at some other mug. May have already happened, I think. Yep, someone else had a bit of fun, putting a bit of debris on the track in turn one. Way back now in 33rd position.
When you're following the guys over that turn two, mate, you amazing how much
Stuff that comes up, yeah. They
how
definitely.
much the car actually jumps up. I didn't think I was doing it until I saw a replay. I was like, oh no, it was.
There we go. Darren saw him coming.
Front, eh? No.
I'm just laughing at Muggo. Listen, these painkillers, delicious, but I'm locked in. I don't think I've blinked yet. Shouldn't be like that. Let's go back in the middle.
Yeah.
There he did a little bit. Let's go back here. Mr. Sanford, he's absolutely in the thick of it. Doing very well. Move a little bit further forward. Rob Baxter's up 3 spots in the top 10.
Wilco's locked in too.
I'm telling you, I reckon Rob Baxter will have Jordan Ross on speed dial. Hey Jordan, it's lap 4. I'm in the top 10. I'm here if you want me. Yeah, we need to see what the Nova boys think about that rumour that's going around. But anyway, we'll leave that on for later.
You got price, don't you? You put another bid on the table?
Yeah, I'm hearing that Rob Baxter's playing the free agent card.
Put it on them.
Yep, that's what I'm hearing. Straight from the team boss over there at CX2. Some very heavy negotiations going on. Let's jump on Mick Power. He's only up one spot, so hard work for him. Yep, I heard the team boss is threatening to pull family rank, is what I've heard. Ain't like the old days. I should just call mum and dad.
Which one's the older? Rob is the younger one, eh?
Yeah, Rob's the young one. Yep. He's the little Baxter.
Clip around. I do that with my young brother, who's taller than me now. But anyway.
Yeah. And we start lap 6 with our race leaders. And we just move up here, up 3 spots. It's got Peter Wilson tucked up behind. Jump on board with Wilco here, I think.
Wilco, sorry if he commentates Kershaw right now.
Oh, okay, doing well. Like I said, if you haven't checked out the podcast, highly recommend it. Oh, there we go. Confirmation. It's happening. Vandermeulen. Billy Mole and myself had to leave Nova to make room for Rob Baxter.
It is a big pay packet.
And I know the pay packet that Mole was asking, so the big dollars were all on Van Meulen up at Nova. That explains everything. Oh, Baxter! No! That's not great.
Gone.
Still dropping in and out a little bit there, Marty. See here. This is a great little battle. Dave Holly, Jeff Sanford, Michael Power.
You're going to get some player one action. We haven't seen any in a while.
Been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, just going to check on my mate Phil Marsh. If I can get there. That's in trouble there. That's Sanford. Player 1 and player fence in trouble. And Marshy has stopped. Margo implying that the Baxter stocks have dropped. Might have to see me do something later to talk them up. As I do believe, I think we are now just gone under safety car. So this created a real dilemma. Pato was one of the early ones to roll in.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
So I'm sitting back here in 29th. So did anyone pick up the sneaky that I did at this stage? In the pit stop.
Did you get back in and fill up?
I put 0.5 litres in. Didn't change tyres, just put 0.5 litres in. I figured it's a 150k race, you can get 20 to 25 laps out of the tyres reasonably comfortably. So I just figured I would jump in, put her up, put it down, say thank you very much, and see if I can jump from, where was I, in 30th odd position, see if I could jump back up the order.
Yeah. Short field as well.
Yeah, it was short fuel, exactly. I had talked about it with a couple of the boys strategizing before the race, and they were like, you're weird, you're nuts, you're crazy. But ideally, you would have put a good amount of fuel in. They'd driven the car to 20 laps and then done a quick switcheroo early on. A few of these boys starting to roll out. And the RaceKraft Simulation safety car is out on track under the instructions that everyone can pass until the leader turns up. And he parks it up there. Our race lead, it should be Ray Smith. Wait and see what happens here. Here we go. the kid saying that he did 35 laps and the tyre still felt good. Yeah, that was my theory. I thought you could probably pull that off. So the initial thought was go the 20 laps or the 18 laps, whatever it was, do a fuel stop that stage, and then come in very shortly after, do a 0.5 fuel stop up and down on the jacks and keep going. If it was a full green flag race, early stop, do the 0.5 early. Dave's saying I should have put 2 leaders in. Yeah, Dave's probably about right with that, but he's always right. Never underestimate Bulldog. You got to remember this bloke was the head of PRA, and you got to remember PRA back in the day did have James Scott, Brady Myers in it. So Dave Bulldog is the super coach. It's quite funny. Sean McNamara gets all the rap for being the super coach for the likes of Dylan Rudd, but I think people underestimate the fact that Dave Bulldog did that before Macca. But unfortunately, Dave Bulldog just doesn't have the good-looking head of hair that Macca does. I think that's what the difference is there. Baxter's early pit stop worked well. Where is the Bax? The Bax is up into 6. Horse pitted on lap 6. So he's recovered from that quite well. Anybody watching? Anybody watching looking for a free agent driver? I highly recommend Robert Baxter. Extraordinaire. Sitting here in 6th, up 7 spots, already in the top 10.
Yeah,
In 6th position. Great effort.
Car's clean, not a thing on it.
Not a dint on it, no. Comes very highly knowledgeable on everything iRacing, everything racing rules. I'd have to give Madison a ring later and just see if I can do a sales pitch. Of course, everybody lined up behind that sensational looking McLaren, driven by Lucas Burt. It's been with the league for many years. So Muggo saying Ray and Brendan, the class of the field. Where can I find how many seasons they've been racing vets? Right, that is on. Gave it a mark for 2 seconds while we're on the safety car, and I'll see if I can answer the question for you.
No, that man will get it.
Ask the secretary.
Yeah, he's working. Things are typing. Typing in the background while I speak.
Yeah, right. The safety car will be basically brand new this season. And
He's done a bit of work. I think he's done quite a fair bit actually. I think a bit more than what we've done in previous seasons. A bit worried they're going to hit me up for a pay rise.
yeah, good on to old Rob Baxter's trick.
And we are on lap 10, so just got to keep attention on the real thing. We have got the safety car coming in this lap too, guys. So
It was quite well done. It was over.
and
Muddy Hughes up 4. Baxter up 7.
recount. Safety car pulling away. Making that thing rev out. Sounds bloody good, doesn't it?
Don't know, I've never been that close to it.
And jump on board with Ray Smith. Let's see when Ray decides to pull the trigger here.
Either way.
And of course, Ray's done 26 races, if that gives anyone any idea. Talking about. And we are green flag racing. And Zattera. Clicks back over to the right order. Brendan has been done 51 races, so yeah. Both of them been around for a little bit, at least 2 or 3 seasons, or 2 or 5 seasons under their belt, respectively. That answers the question.
They
Dave Baldock asking if this is sponsored by Baxter. Let's just say
No, it's not sponsored by Dave Bulldog.
let's just say a driver agent might be in the market to get paid here.
can't be talking contractual.
As we drop back, we could just stick on this car and just talk about it. So he's sitting up 7 spots in 22nd place. Here is Dave Baldock. Drink if you play the Gunter game. Look at him go. Good looking livery.
Ooh.
As Hughesy tries to go to the outside in that narrow fast entry. Sean Robinson in the middle of it.
Livery. Good liveries, I tell you.
Mm.
Going to jump back up on Dave Holly. This is a tight battle as well. And we haven't spoken about Hazy. He's down 3 spots. This is a man battling for the top end of this championship here. He is struggling. Running the Orcon livery. I don't know whether that may have a contributing factor. A couple of the boys with some retros out there tonight. Of course, the other one was Adam Hughes, who we were on a second ago.
Geez. Nose mirrors both sides.
And of course, I should have stayed on Baldock because we missed something in turn 1. My apologies.
We got him. Here we go.
Yeah, we're past turn 1, I think. It's already lap 13. So let's go lap 13. Just to upset Baldock, we'll go lap 13 on Baxter. At it again. He's got himself a good little gap. Brad Hayes, he's looking to make a move.
He's down far enough.
He
He pulled it up.
gets it done.
He's done well.
There's a championship move that one.
Mr. Baldock, can I just remind you with your comments that Mr. Muggleton is under the influence at the moment of prescribed narcotics. Anything he says cannot be justified, and he claims no responsibility for later when he has a working knee. Oh, bit of a screech in front here, I think. Okay. Oh. Baxter. Baxter's pulled it up very short at Danny on a couple of cars going past.
Later.
That's what I heard. I've got to get closer to Baldock to get airtime. As Hayes goes through. Gorman saying Ray and Brendan were in split 2 when he started. There was only 3 splits 3 seasons ago. And Margot affirming my comments. Let's keep going here. As we start lap 14, this is going to upset. Where are we, Mr. Baxter? Plus how far back he's gone in. We're still on him. Of course, we're on Rob Baxter here. I have been doing tonight all my best. Driver free agency, driver profile. Robert Baxter racing for CX2 Racing. Not happy with team management. Looking for a better option. Has proven in split 4 that he's ready to step up. Rumour has it that he may be sandbagging to try and stay in split 4 because he wants a P1 against his name. Somebody has been speaking on his behalf with Jordan Ross, Madison Down and Brenton O'Brien from ERT. So his name has been mentioned. And I tell you what, they're all going to see this driver free agency, driver profile clip here on how great Baxter is. The car is straight, the car is clean.
It's going to be ringing off the hop tomorrow.
The car looks awesome. Look at him go. This kid is destined for big things. Hang on. Rob, you can't do that.
Oh, look.
Can't park there.
You can't park there, Rob.
Yeah, I can.
How are you, Mr. Baxter?
Yeah, no, good. I just needed more airtime this week. It was I've got a drop round which has got some pretty good points. So it's really about getting that exposure. Yeah.
How many dollars per minute are you getting for your airtime?
Not enough.
I'm not allowed to disclose that, but you know, and the sponsors are are excited at this page. I'm getting some good messages from them.
Yeah, team boss isn't happy though.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of other teams talking to me up and down the strip, so you know, I'm not worried about that. I think I'll get a drive next season.
Dave, I'm hearing rumours from Dave Baldock that you're going to drive for PRA. Any truth to that rumour?
Look, I can't talk about contractual situations or anything like that at the moment. I do want to just say that there's another team, the Southern Cross Racing team, have also invited me to the Discord, so they're obviously interested as well.
We've just lost someone there. Disappeared. There we go. There's Michael Power. So my teaming up with Michael Power. Michael Power could be going up to split. He's actually battling with you at the moment to go up to split 3 next season. That could be interesting. It could cost a teammate a spot in split 3.
Look, it's a cutthroat sport. What can I say?
It is. First person you got to beat your team, mate.
Now, just going through some of the comments we've got coming in. Stephen Banks is saying you need a bit more encouragement, or a bit too much encouragement. And Margot wants to know how much you're going to pay for a contract. Maybe thinking that out aloud that Old Mates and Sons could be interested if you're paying.
Yeah, I know.
Email address to contact you on.
Yeah, the dolls don't go that way, John. So that's an interesting thing. So if they're interested, like, you know, that's a great negotiating starting point from them. But yeah, they're going to have to work on that one.
Yeah, I was going to explain sponsorship. That's not how it works, Rob. You got to actually get money.
So, mate, how's Peter feeling about all this?
Oh, well, Peter still knows that, you know, I'm, you know, I've got to negotiate out of the contract with CX2, and they've provided me some really good support season to sort of, you know, improve where I'm at and my driving and everything, and obviously I've adapted to the car well. So they're not out of it for next season as well. But, you know, you just like the Nova guy, you know, Sean, he's looking at his options, and I've got to look at mine as well. And, you know,
Sean.
he's made its pace, right? Yeah.
Sean's not looking. I've had it confirmed to me from somebody within the 9-5 team that he is there. It is happening.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, you know, you've just got to think about what's right for your career. You know, in vets, it's a long career. You can start at 40 years and go, you know, as Longstar showed, to 72, 73. He's probably going to go to 95. Longstar, I've got to say.
Just a quick race recap. Another of our top boys is in trouble. Stanford just had another off. He's now down 14 spots. The only concern I have, hearing all the rumours about Sean Vandermeulen, of course, is the fact that going to 9-5, it is all about the hair and the hair product. I have done some Facebook stalking there, and I just, a bit worried Sean needs to probably get a bit more styling done. Anyway, we'll see what Macca has to do about that one. Macca, of course, the best hair in the V8 Vets. You'll know what I'm talking about.
I think Sean's got one more week with Nova. And
Hazy!
Oh.
The big boys. The big guns. We're seeing it happen tonight. Hayes dropping down the order. We have Stanford back in 28th. Power in 11th. These are the guys battling for that top 5 spot. We've got Baxter back in 31st. All of the big names are falling off except for Smith and Zattera. Sorry, Rob, keep going.
No, I was just saying he should talk to Pato. Pato knows a lot about international options for medical, and if he can probably, you know, talk to him about where he can get sort of more hair and longer hair and hair transplants. So while he's got one more week left with Nova, it's probably a good opportunity just to have a chat with Pato around that.
Yeah, Thailand's quite cheap for implant.
And of course, for those who don't know, Pato's got the best smile on the split four grid too, by the way.
Sponsored by Vietnam Air.
Pretty much.
I've got a feeling there's more to that story.
No, Pato went for a trip to Vietnam to get some dental work done. And you hear that more and more of people going offshore to get medical procedures done. Yeah.
I've had all my top teeth taken out.
We've got a car sitting back there. I think it might be Tim Vermey. He's got himself going now. We do have a race we're watching here, so I better get back to it.
Yeah, there was a misstep.
So 20 laps in, Ray Smith is in first. He's doing it quite comfortably, 2 seconds up the road from Brendan Zattera. These boys separated by 1 point in the championship at this stage. Marty Hughes sitting in third, up 4 points, 4 places. Great drive from the Big Pelican. And then sitting in fourth, Darren Friend. Good to see Friendy has survived the first half of the race and the carnage that goes with it. Andrew Listener's up 1 spot. The rookie from South Australia, the Adelaide legend himself, sitting in 5th. Peter Wilkinson, I'm sure he's going to be podcasting the fact he's up 4 spots in 6th. Shane Patterson, 20 laps, sitting in P7. Somebody get the notebook out. Something has gone wrong here. The script has been broken. Dave Holly up 4 spots in 8th. Great drive from Dave. Good to see him having a great one. Phil Whiting down 4 spots in 9th. Ross Watson up 9 spots in 11th. And we're seeing the first of the second stops happening at the moment with Van Ree. Power in 11th. Schaefer down 3 in 12th. Walden in 13th. Sean Slater up 10 spots in 14th. Wilbo. Anita Buckland up 18 spots in 16th. Burmay, Adam Hughes in 18th. Dave Baldock is up 10 spots. Somebody call the police. There are 10 cars behind him that have been robbed.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at him go. Great looking livery. Runs the team livery in vets and his own in other events. That's a great looking livery. Big thanks to that one. Because Reg, league sponsor with LCG Images. And Reg moving house at the moment, so still managing to pump some out.
Oh,
Tell you what, Peter Morris just stole a spot there, though. Didn't steal it. It was free. 4 minutes in the
Great
pit.
exposure for pool guys. No? Great exposure for pool guys.
Great exposure for pool guys. Can't argue with that.
they just don't put gravel in their pools.
On the phone to the boss from Pool Guys this afternoon. Telling me how happy he is with Dave's performances. It's amazing what Baldock will do for Sheepdog.
Yeah, Anita up 18 spots.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Doing very well.
Over the season, she must have quite up with most.
And Pete Morris saying he's loving his battles with Baldock. Spoken like a true fishy driver. Love it. And Watson and Holly going a bit of side by side through the final corners. Looks like Holly's going to come out the victor. Good little battle pack we got here.
Yeah, I thought I'd stitch myself up with that one. Sure enough, died the murdered.
Luke Goldman, I thought
No,
Oi! That might have been Friendy, I think. Bit of trouble, Whiting as well. At 23 we're on at the moment. We should get back to the script.
Wheels lead the way, boys. Go on, in this.
Great little battle here. So Schaefer. Another one of our newer drivers in the league. Second or third season. Doing really well here. Might go to this one. I know, it's ironic. Dave 37 is going so well at a horse track.
What are the odds? Yeah.
What are the odds exactly? And we all heard from Race Control at the start of the race about the odds. Given what are you really gambling with message? I love the community announcements. And of course, just leading in off that, just a reminder to everybody, entries for season 22 drivers closes at 5 p.m. on Thursday. So
Because that waiting list is long.
I would say, yep, get those entries in. Don't worry about paying if you haven't got the coin. Just get the form in, because once your name's on the list, it's on the list. And chase you for the coin later. But if you don't get yourself on the list by 5 p.m. on Thursday, I can tell you there is 20 blokes chomping at the bit to be you. And yeah, highly recommend to all of our season 22 friends. I know a couple of them are leaving us because of work commitments and various other things, but yeah, highly recommend get yourself on that list, otherwise you will miss out. And you'll go onto the wait list, and looking at the length of the wait list, you may be there a little while. Season 23, yep, season 23, Andrew Rushworth, get your entries in. That's what I'm talking about. Love it.
Not on the grid, you can always come and commentate.
Come and commentate. Come into Race Control. Mind you, I think we've got a full team already talking to Mr. Coleman. For those who love their Race Control, it looks like we may have a fairly unchanged group going into next season. Just go back and have a look at this fella.
Very
Peter Morris, if he'd been watching what Dave Baldock has done to Tommy DeWitt this season, he'd be very worried having Baldock behind him. Doesn't hit anybody else from the rear, though, than his teammates. So I guess if you looked at it that way, he could feel very safe. Tommy DeWitt missing tonight. Had to take
Is that back problems?
No, he had to
Was
drop.
that back problems after being hit from behind?
No, he had to drop the girls in inverted brackets off at the Billie Eilish concert in Sydney. So when you read the message there, I had to use the girls as a cover to go to the Billie Eilish concert last night in Sydney.
It's all about banking those careers.
And Ray Smith under a bit of pressure from Marty Hughes now. Zattera's dropped back a bit. He missed that sneaky little change.
He's on them too.
He's on him. Jump on board with Hughesy for a minute. Don't see any feathers in the cockpit, so feeling a little bit better there.
Definitely flying.
Like a duck.
And let's see what Hughes will drive a lap on board with Hughes here. This is a great little old style circuit.
Seems like each time we race here, it's got less grip.
Definitely in these cars. Of course, for those who have the opportunity, trackside, come down here and do some track days. Do a bit of driver coaching, give you a chance to get behind the wheel of the car.
It is good fun. I've done it when I moved for the Formula 1 23.
You did it, yeah. And of course, a certain German guy who we know spends a little bit of time down here doing a bit of that driver coaching as well. So I know Russell Uren late last year did a few laps. Oh, it's on!
He's
got him! Got him! Oh, change of the lead!
Yeah, Ray just went a bit wide there.
Yeah.
Just in a bit deep.
You can imagine the Scotsman's words which would have come out of his mouth then, can't you?
Yeah, I just
Probably
got
not. Yeah.
I just got visions of Willie from The Simpsons.
I actually find it quite offensive. I was born in Scotland.
You were born in Scotland, were you?
Yes, actual fact, my parents. When I was 4.
It's all right. Jimmy Barnes was too, so I'll let you off.
He,
This is a great little battle. Right. Marty doing very well. cracked under the Pelican pressure.
Was
Ray,
actually
I
not
lived in
great.
Scotland for 2 years. That's why I can understand you.
And I'll just I'll get my dad to start talking.
The more I learn about you, Rob, the more it explains everything.
Tell you what, he is flying the feathers right now. He's stretching those wings.
Because unlike your brother, though, you never came and lived in Albury Wodonga, though, did you?
Yes, I did.
You did. That's right. You did.
Yeah, I did. I was in one Valley Court. We had a house.
Yep.
Yeah. I went to primary school to Melrose Primary School.
Melrose. Yep.
So there you go.
There you go. I was a Wodonga West boy. I was a Wodonga West boy.
Explains a lot.
Man of the wheel, a man of
Let's
the
get
man of the wheel.
back to the race before we explain to people what that is.
Well, basically, it is East versus West, basically. Back in the old days. Now, you'd probably call Melrose Central. That's how much Wodonga's grown. Would have been about 15,000 population back in those days, and now it's about 35. Marty gapped him now. Yeah, he has too.
I went back to see a client in Albury Wodonga only about 2 years ago, and I don't think a lot's changed. Sorry, John. In 40 years.
It's changed a lot. Starts with that big.
Okay.
Starts with that big freeway. Starts with that big freeway in the middle that runs through Albury.
So John's doing an advertisement. Everybody want to move. Albury's the place to go. It's the hub of Australia. Yeah.
It's all right.
He's on the Albury.
It's all right. My
But on the
cousin,
Albury theme,
my
the best.
my cousin's there, mate. You don't realise this. Pato's a Wodonga West boy as well. Wodonga West Public Primary.
But what people may not know is that one of the world's best basketball came out of Albury Stadium as well.
Lauren Jackson. I remember playing basketball as a 22-year-old, watching this little bloody, I wouldn't say little, this tall 14-year-old girl come in every Monday night when we had, big break lock up. When we had basketball, men's basketball, and this girl would be, Power's in trouble. And we'd have this girl shooting hoops all night while the men's were playing basketball. And it was Lauren Jackson. It was a 13-year-old kid.
And I think if you did a stat, the number of basketball courts per head of population, Albury would win.
Yeah, easy. And of course,
easily. It's got a 6 or 7 court stadium or something. So
stadium's named after her now. So
yeah, well deserved. Anyway, back to car racing. Sorry, bit of a diversion there.
You want to talk per head of population? We got a racing.
That's right. We've got a race already.
Those comments weren't pay for comment from the Albury City Council. Just to let everybody know, they weren't.
No, we were just talking about Wodonga, and hence Wodonga WKMP, Wodonga Carts and Parts.
I knew there was some sponsorship.
Oh, really?
Because Australian dealers are quite promotion.
I haven't got an approach for them, even though I lived in Wodonga. That's a bit weird. Anyway, move on.
Ross Watson's under pressure.
I know, Ross Watson's putting pressure on.
Simon Pitt's having a crack at Watson here. No, we don't have the big basketball court. Sorry, Muggo. But on your state, they probably all look like big basketball courts. Let's jump back on Walden. Walden under pressure here from Whiting. Marty Hughes has cleared out, though. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of Ray Smith. Ray Smith probably playing the championship game here, keeping a bit of an eye on where Zattera is. And we're getting closer to the second stops. So for those playing along at home, Watson has had his second stop. We might even bring that up on the screen to help. Hit lap. Watson has had his second stop. He pitted on lap 25. And the other player of note is, of course, Michael Power has made his second stop on lap 30. Van Ree made his second stop on lap 20. Rob Baxter made his second stop on lap 15.
I had a drop round with pretty good points in it, so I was just playing a funny strategy. So it didn't
Ah.
work. But at this stage of the race, it doesn't look like it works. But we've got to watch, see what happens. Yeah, Pato's only made one at this stage.
What was that, mate?
Pato's only made one at this stage.
Pato has only had one, but Pato is sitting in 6th. Look at him go.
Yeah, I was there before, but I thought he was better placed with his pace to be there, so that's good.
So what is this relationship with you and Pato? This is what I want to know. This just seems very inscribed.
Driver agent or?
Yeah, he's driver agent, driver coach, team manager,
I think
mentor.
We identified as you know how you can identify as whatever you like right now, but we identified as two people in split 4 that could work together just to understand and share stuff, and we.
I mean, he is like.
He's got one hell of a head of hair, though.
How do you put it? Oh, he does there. That's not his head of hair. That's actually Zippy Zeal.
You just got my bubble.
Pato, I'll be honest here. Pato is like, he comes across gruff, he comes across rough. He has his heart on his sleeve. So as he ducks in for his pit stop, we'll get off him now. Drives with his heart on his sleeve, and when you stop and talk to him, you realise it's all passion. And
He's a good guy.
And late last year, I made the point I wanted to catch up with Stoney, one of my teammates in Newcastle. I made the point of going up for a meeting in Port Macquarie. Made a point of a slow trip home. Thursday night, I went and had dinner with Pato up at Foster. I went and stayed in Foster for the night, and sat with Pato for a good 4 hours and just talked everything iRacing, everything life, everything Wodonga as kids. It was just a genuine 4 hours of just enjoyable conversation, enjoyable beers, enjoyable food. And then the next morning I got to meet Marty as we took me to breakfast down at Beachcombers on the beach at Foster there. And they continued our conversations. And he is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, even though he comes across it as being gruff and rough. Threw a microphone on a headset, but he just wears his heart on his sleeve. Absolutely love the bloke. Got plenty of time for him.
Yep, me too.
What's that?
Yep, me too. I talked to him offline quite a bit.
Yeah.
He tolerates me as a Kiwi.
He's one of the genuine good guys, Pato. And if you don't see it that way, you need to reassess yourself. You can visualise the grumpy old man, and the older I get, the more grumpy I get. So I can see where I'm going to be when I'm his age. Haven't helped the rest of you guys in this league. Pete Morris is up 20 spots, and he's done. He hasn't done his second stop yet, though. So starting to see all the second stops rotate through as Zattera comes in. So, of course, we saw Hughes go in on lap 32. So the battle is here is with Hughes. Hughes has managed to stay in front of Smith. What was that?
Where's Ray? And
Ray is sitting in 8th. He's 3.5 seconds behind Hughes still. He's the money shot part of the race we're at the moment.
Man's flying like an eagle, not a falcon.
He's driving a Mustang, so Falcons don't come into it.
Oh, he beats him out.
And Zattera. Gets out in front of him. Nice work.
I'm still scratching my head trying to work that out.
Let's try and work that one out for you. Let's have a look. Marty Hughes stopped for 19.52 seconds, and Zattera stopped for 15.6. So there's a little bit of fuel difference.
Yeah.
In there. So that's how that's happened. So how much did you put in for your first stop?
So you're out in the field, if you're up the front,
Pass.
or up a bit more. If you're like me and you jump, fly under.
Well, you put it on 25. Where am I? I'm way back here. I put it on lap 20, so a little bit earlier. Also had no choice because we were playing the long game for that earlier stop. Who do you have to kiss to get in? It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Get in.
Hey, Bulldog won't say no.
I'm assuming getting into the league, baby.
I was just looking at the comments on YouTube. I was wondering who was going to end up.
BG86, is that Bruce? Might be Bruce. Probably I'm thinking it might be. No, wait.
I don't think-
It's Bruce. You're on the list, mate. I'm still waiting to hear from quite a few in front of you, so there's a fair chance you might come close at this stage.
Another reminder, if you're a current driver, get your forms in.
Comes in because I can tell you now,
And
once
see guys are jumping at the bit.
they are ready to go. Just for those playing along at home, I'm waiting for final confirmation, but there are 21 guys on that list, and that's before I even look over to see if anyone else is new added. And of course, if you are on the waiting list and you're watching this, make sure you get on to Discord and let me know that you are still keen as mustard, because it's only the ones that acknowledge over the next week that they're keen as mustard will go through.
You will not.
I'm not going to put guys through who don't turn up or don't acknowledge that they are still interested. So a little bit of homework for everybody. Let's roll back.
Yeah, Daniel got here. Where are we? John's later up 21.
Lap
Gordon
30.
up 10.
Yeah, 39. So still waiting for the fuel to roll out. Lisner has to pit. Wilkinson's got to pit. Slater, Walden, Whiting have to pit. So still waiting for those guys to roll in. The ones that pitted on lap 7 and 8. Slater is in now.
Later.
Very good at makeshift. No.
Coach, not so much. I'll tell you what though, Jeff. Marty is a chick magnet. Buddy Pato went into order, and of course I'm sitting at the table with bloody Marty, with his bloody lead around my chair leg, trying to keep him in check. And all these women would stop and say hello to Marty. It was like, what the hell is this?
Here you go. Here's a belt.
It is a good little battle. Schaefer under pressure from Slater. 16 seconds behind, of course, Ray Smith. Ray Smith, though, is sitting behind Hughes and Zattera.
Yes, too.
Wilco rolls off. Lisner's going to stay out and go longer. This is going to be interesting as well. Don't forget Lisner sitting up there in the top 5 in the championship as well. So there's 2 competitions going on here. We've got the competition for the podium, which is still very, very available to all these guys. And then we have the championship for the top 5 to go through. Ross Watson here, he's up 9 spots and he does this. Drops himself out of the top 10. What happened, Ross?
Oh, a little bit of help. 3 wide coming out of 9. I want a single screen so I didn't see the whole thing, but 3 out of 9 doesn't work. Tell you that right now.
It doesn't. Dave Holly having a good one. He's still in the top 10. Pato didn't get any fuel at his stop. I was wondering why I saw Pato roll out of the lane when he did. That explains it.
Race control would have seen that and wiped their foreheads.
Listeners in. Lap 41 here. In Pato's case, the cat's out of the bag. Lisner about to roll out. Where does he come out? This is going to be interesting in terms of the championship battle. He's behind Ray. He might have been hoping by going the overcut, he might have pulled that off, but he hasn't. Walden out in front. He still needs to pit. Hughes tucked up behind him, so Walden's going to lose a whole pit stop. Hughes, he's in behind. So we still have a bit of a battle. Just going to rock back here on lap 42 when we get to it. Bruce asking how many girls in the league. We've only got one at the moment. We've had 2 or 3, maximum 3 at one stage. Here comes the Baxter charge. Muggo getting all excited. I'm telling you, Muggo, I reckon there's a sandbag going on here. I'm going to refer this back to race control from management as well.
Is he going to clause in the contract?
I reckon somebody wants to win split 4 before going up. That's the accusation I'm going to make. And it's not me.
Going through the paddock.
You haven't heard that story going around, have you, Rob?
He's fallen asleep.
Fall asleep. Silence is deafening.
No comment.
No comment, exactly. Peter. This is a great little battle up the front here. These boys all tightly bunched. Walden's still got a pit. Asked Anita and she does an awesome job. She is getting so quick, I'm getting worried she's going to beat me.
She's definitely not a safe target.
Definitely not. Here we go. Wilbo's been spun. Oh. Let's see what happens here. Let's just stop. Oh, this is a redress. Baldock got through. That's not a redress.
That's giving spots away to Bulldog. Jeez.
Baxter's behind me as well. That's even more of a worry. I'll give up. Let's go watch Brendan Zattera. This is the battle for the championship. That's Marty Hughes tucked in behind.
If Rob's behind you, be worried that he can see a safety car.
Yeah, I think I might have returned. Yeah, can you hear me, boys?
Oh, you're back. Baxter's back.
I had an audio problem. I didn't know whether you arranged that audio problem or not, John, but yeah, I'm back now.
Technical difficulties. And Mick Power goes wide this time, letting Whiting through. So Power drops out of the top 10. We're seeing the big names fall away here. Anita's saying it's the seat time that matters. I could probably agree with that. I'm not getting a hell of a lot of seat time at the moment. February been a busy month for me.
I think you're just behind me, John, and I think I was handing you some sandbags on the basis that I got a short fill on my stock as well. So the dogs in my pit didn't actually give me enough fuel as well, same as Pato. So we've had those conversations with the team.
Yeah, I haven't noticed yet, so I won't talk about it.
Yeah.
So how do you think the half a litre pit strategy worked for you, John?
At this stage, I was quite happy considering I was 33rd at the time when I made the call.
Yep.
So in that sense, I was quite happy, but Rob's just given the cat out of the bag about what's going to happen in about 4 laps time.
No, I just gave you some bags, that's all. Because you like to go with them in the back of the car. Like, that's season.
I was.
So why would it change?
I haven't had too many dramas with SDK fuel numbers, and last night it gave me the wrong number on that last stop. So I'll let the cat out of the bag. I got to the second last trip up the back straight. I looked at my numbers and went, holy shite. and I may or may not have let 2 cars through so that I could get lapped to finish.
Yeah, at this stage, I knew that I was short. I was short
Yeah.
a couple of laps. So, again, I was like, well, if I get the leader go past me, that's one less lap, I'm sure. But I still looked at my numbers and went, yeah, no, well, lucky I've got a drop round with some decent points in it.
Here we go. Big calls already from the Sandman. Slats or Marty for driver of the day. So start thinking about that one, lads. Very prestigious honour. I know one team has one driver that hasn't got it, and he is ridiculed by the rest of his teammates. We'll say it may or may not be one of the teams that Rob Baxter's going to next year, but let's just say the team boss at Evolution Racing has told me how important the driver of the day certificate is over in that part of the world. You'd be happy to RT, wouldn't you, Rob?
Oh, look, it's interesting how the invites and the contracts open up in these type of things. So, yeah. It's a tough sport. I mean, it's people think we just, it's not a game, it's a sim. That was very clear today, and I think the rules committee should look at anyone who refers to it as game as a penalty, and that's I mean, I saw Jeff Sanders today. He's 2 points ahead of me, and I thought, well, does he deserve to be 2 points ahead if he's going to call it a game? It's not. Yeah, I'm only joking. Just a bit of banter there.
The Sandman. I was so heartbroken last night when I kept looking at the screen and seeing where he was sitting at this stage. Like, you only got a certain number of drop rounds, you only got a certain number of ones you can bugger up. And I was just saying to myself, I hope this isn't one that's going to cost him. And of course, for those who don't know, for those that haven't read the regs, that's been another conversation that's been going on in the background with management and race control over the last 7 days. For those that haven't read the regs, next week, 300 Ks, Phillip Island is not a drop round. You cannot drop the last race. You have to perform.
And if you don't, you fall.
If you don't, you fall. Exactly. And that gives us the advantage to have our lovely broadcaster, particularly in split 1. I don't know, not split 2 or split 4. Split 4 is too lazy. Lovely broadcaster to be able to have a live timing. And for those that watched my friends, fellow Wodonga boy, he did spend some time here as well, Mr. Jay Kennedy from SimSpeed TV on Wednesday night with the qualifying series. They had live points for most of the night, so they were letting everybody know who was in, who was out. There goes Baxter for the refill. Well, Baxter to put the extra sand in.
I actually considered about it. Do I just sit in the pit and just go, well, this is me drop round? But I thought, no, I'll do the sporting thing. I'll go back out. Yeah.
These sort of things happen in contractual year, though.
Yeah, no, the airtime was important. So
yep.
I don't know if I'll get any more, but there's potential. There was potential.
Mr. Bruce, airline pilots, what worries me now is Air Force pilots. Most of their earliest flights now are all simulator based. No more going to Tamworth and going to the flying school there.
I was lucky enough to get to Memphis on that note, and going to a simulator, proper flight simulator for an hour with a training instructor on the FedEx site, where they had 10 simulators with $10 million each, and they let me in one. Yeah, but when I started to do barrel rolls and things started to fall out of cupboards, I think they were asking why did we let this bloke off?
You'd be in trouble for that.
Gone wrong.
Yeah.
He'd be in trouble for that. This is an epic battle. Here's Zattera only just hanging on from Hughes. This is the last lap. The flag is out.
I hear there might be a roadblock coming up.
Maybe, maybe not. Oh, there's Dave Bulldog. Hello, Dave. You walked that one up well. Thank you, buddy. Let's go a bit further back. Let's have a look here. Somebody here at this stage goes, oh, fuck, I'm out of fuel. I'm not going to make it.
And I've got the leader change.
And the leaders are coming through as well. So that's pity. There's two. There's the leader. The leader is passed. And then there's Mr. Hughes as well. It's like, oh shit, that's where'd you come from? But it's all about this bloke. He's about to grab the championship by the testicular region. And it is a race win, and Baldock on the screen, drink Worrell. A race win for Brendan Zattera. Marty Hughes brings it home for P2. Great effort, Marty. You should be pretty happy with that one.
Yeah.
One hand on the trophy.
Nice to have the not ribbon thing change.
Ray Smith brings it home in P2. Andrew Lisner with the late stop gets it home in P4. That is significant for the championship when we consider where Semford is. Someone just say something?
I said, where's
Dropped out. Where is he? I don't know. He's way down the order. Wilkinson, P5. Sean Slater up 18 positions in sixth.
we've got a big call tonight, boys.
We've got a big
Good
call.
drive.
We've got a big call with the old drive of the day. Schaefer home in 8th. 9th up 3 spots, Dave Holly. Phil Whiting down 5 rounds out the top 10. Up 8 is Ross Watson. Shane Patterson down 9 in 12. Almost in the top 10, Pato. It's coming, mate. I believe you've got it. You can do it. You are fast. You are the man. You are the legend. Just believe in yourself. Up 8 spots, Glenn Wilbo. Another one from the Novocastrian area in 13th. And here's another one to put into your drive of the day contentions. David Baldock. It's a name we don't hear of very often. No one knows who he is. He's a good little kid, though. Bit hairy. But he's up 15 spots in 14th. Simon Pitt is up 7 in 15th. Van Ree ends up in 16th. Not a great night, but a reasonable recovery. Adam Hughes representing Nara Fasteners, of course, and running the livery that he's running tonight. He is up into 17th. Peter Morris up 12 into 18th. Hazy, this is where it gets a bit sad for the championship here. I'm going to keep going down here. Hayes well down in 19th. Lucky it's still a drop round. O'Loughlin in 20th. Rose up 10 in 21st. Hall in 22nd. Anita up 11 in 23.
Yeah,
Rob
Yeah,
Baxter.
great driver.
Rob Baxter down 11. This is like watching.
Yeah,
This is what
lose
this,
my way there.
this is like watching his driving stocks. We're in the red today, Rob. You're gonna have to be in the green again next week, mate. You're losing value. Up 7 is Jason Thomas in 25th, Darren Vermey in 26th, and this is where championship starts to get a bit harsh. Now we have Michael Power in 27th. That will take a hit. Tim Vermey, 28th. Darren Friend, 29th, down 25. Jeff Sanford, another one in that top 5 contention. He is down 15 in 30th. Marshy in 31st. 32nd is Vaughan Robinson, who finished early because of a blown engine. And Gunter decided to leave early before getting angry in 33rd. And 34th was David Logsdale, rounding out the list. So, what do you want to do, boys? You want to do drive of the day first, or we have
It's all
a...
to play for next week.
What's that?
It's all to play for next week.
It's all to play for. Do you want to do drive of the day or want to look at the points? Let's look at the points.
Drive it.
We go points. Here are the points. Everything to play for. 5 points difference between Zattera and Smith. It is game on. Oh! Nova have officially withdrawn the offer for Baxter because him being down so many positions. Okay.
Yeah, look, that's okay. That's okay. There's more on the table. Sure.
Fair enough. Ray Smith
I'll
is
tell you
5.
more than that.
Ray Smith is 5 behind. Lisner needs a catastrophic failure from one of the top 2 to move forward. He's got himself, though, only 5 points from Hayes, so Lisner can't afford a bad night out. Michael Power is sitting in fifth. He's only 12 points behind Hayes. 43 points back now is Jeff Sanford. So that last night has absolutely pushed Sanford backwards in the championship. He's only 2 points ahead of Baxter, who was close enough to be in striking distance. Baxter is going to need a catastrophic failure from Power or Hayes to be a chance of being promoted now. Walden will sit in 8th. Wilkinson is 9th. 10th is Holly on equal points with Van Ree. 12th is Watson. Tommy DeWitt, who didn't race last night, still sits in 13th. Adam Hughes. Paddo moves up a couple, gets himself in front of Baldock. Whiting, Leslie. Shannon McMillan, I don't think we'll see any more points there next week. And Anita Buckland in 2021. Tim Vermay, 22 is JT. Sean Slater gets himself into the top 25 now in 23rd. Marty Hughes has taken a big step forward and on the board in 24th, and Darren Friend in 25th. That rounds out the top 25 in the championship. But it's all to play for, boys.
So the big call.
It is a very, very big call. I'm going to ask everybody in the chat. I know there's still 36 years out there. Type in who you will think will win the championship next week. And bonus points if you type Rob Baxter.
I'm up for the best of the rest. So I'm up for, like, if I can get the 6th position on best of the rest and the 5 go up. So
Here we go. Here we go. Baxter
I
driving for 6.
need everybody else not to run next week to take that time. That's going to happen.
Righto. Let's do the podium. Mr. Brendan Zattera, not with us, but I do know he would love to thank the missing man himself, the one and only El Supremo of Player1 Racing, Mr. Neil. And then, of course, he'd love to thank Player1 himself, Anita Buckland. That is bonus points. If you don't like Anita, you do now. She's just typed Dave Baldock to win the championship. So no, Brendan, but I know he'd love to thank the boys over at Player1 and get that under control. Marty, P2, mate, that was a good drive from you. You'd have to be pretty happy from that. Stayed out of the trouble and got the job done. Any thoughts on your race?
It was good. It was, just trying to keep it consistent, smooth. Acceleration was probably the key, I reckon, because it's such a bumpy track, So hit the gas too hard and you're into the fence. So, but no, Brendan, he is just so consistent. He was a hard person to catch and get past. So, no, well done, Brendan, as well, and well done to Ray as well.
Yeah, those two lads have been driving extremely well this season, and it makes it hard for a championship when you get yourself in the middle of them. And, of course, Ray home in P3. Ray had it. I have had to know Ray, a bit like a few other people, been having some issues with pedals of late. So may or may not have been a contributing factor to last night. Bruce asking, did the tyres go away? Absolutely. He had a bit of a battle, I believe, but I know that he struggles as well with time like the rest of us. Get the practice in and have everything else happen. I know that he'll probably be on his way to or from work or in the gym watching us. So if you go into the gym, lift big, mate. You're going to need to have all the energy you can for next Thursday. But I know he would love to thank the boys over at Infinity Motorsports and their sponsors, WD-40, Aloha Accommodation. I'm trying to remember what they all are. He'd like to thank Hamish, his team boss. So definitely plenty of work to be done for Ray. I think when we look at the championship board, I might just flick back there again. When you look at sort of the point buffers that they've got back to the guys in 5th, so it's a good 80 points ahead, 90 points ahead. I think Zattera and Smith are pretty safe next week to be promoted. But it's saying that it is still all to play for in that space. So wishing Ray, Zattera all the best next week to fight it out and duke it out and hopefully put on a great show for the rest of us to watch. That leaves us one last predicament, lads. I'm going to throw it in the hands of you boys. Who is our Chubby Buns driver of the day?
Oh, I'll go.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that name. Who are we going to go? We've got a Sean.
I was going Sean, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any other takers?
No, I think it's good to see Sean. I think it's Sean perform there. Last couple of seasons, he's been up there, so it's nice to see him get up there and come through the field.
I'll do that.
He's one of these guys. For those who don't know, Sean's one of these guys, a bit like the rest of us, in split 4, time poor, and struggles a fair bit as well. I think he's got kids with soccer or basketball. I can't remember what it is. So he sort of does the old drop everything, runs in at the last minute, tries to find a few seconds and finds a few laps. Probably a bit lucky last night, a track that he knows already. On the new tracks, he struggles even more. So it's great to see him very regular in the league as well. And Henry James Racing, for those who don't know, been around for a very, very, very long time. And the lads over there also been heavily involved with the old OSR days with OSR Dev and Scops. So, yeah, it's good to see the team still going. Good to see Sean representing. And, yeah, Slats, well done, mate. You are today's Chubby Buns drive of the day.
Yeah, well done, Slats.
Yeah, well done, mate. Drive.
So that leaves us one more thing to talk about. And John Gallen spelling it out. Phillip Island is more wear on the tyres because of the high turning speed. We are taking the Gen 3 cars to Phillip Island, where last weekend had the World Superbike Series show up for round 1. We are taking, though, our Gen 3s there for the first time. And, of course, our Gen 3s don't have that high downforce that the Gen 2 does. Any thoughts on how these cars are going to handle around there, boys?
Well,
No idea yet.
I haven't run yet.
It was the first round for officials actually with the Gen 3s in officials, and it was getting multiple splits. So I'm expecting that there'll be a number of drivers that were in that, and a number of drivers that aren't. So I thought it was easier to drive than the previous car, but I found that on every track. So yeah, be interesting to see the feedback as it comes through.
So there you go. You got it straight from Rob Baxter's mouth. For anyone out there who's looking at the free agent driver that he is, Rob Baxter finds this car real easy.
Well, you couldn't have been driving Jamie's setup.
Yeah, I didn't have a Jamie setup. I didn't have a Jamie setup in the officials, but I'm sure it's going to be better. Is that a cash for comment as well? I think that could be a cash for comment.
Yeah, cash for comment. We'll take it. Okay, time for me to put the Jerry Springer hat on and wind this one up. It's a bit like that's how it feels. That's what it feels like. Next week, final round of season 22. Been a very big season for the league. Our second season with 5 splits, but our first season with 200 drivers. Hats off to everybody that has had a crack. Hats off to everybody that's had things happen, Muggo, knees, and various other things for letting us know when you're away with holidays and all the rest of it. I know this time of the year or earlier in the start of the season, there was plenty of that going on as well. For those who don't know, next season we're looking at implementing some form of, if you miss more than 4 or 5 races without letting us know, you're going to lose your rights to the series. We've just got such a long list of guys that want to be here. And Bruce, mate, you've been typing away already in this chat, mate. The passion's there. Hey, we want to get you in. That's what it's like. And, you know, there's 200 guys in this league who I absolutely love. I got nothing against anybody, no dramas with anybody. We all have our ups and downs, and we've all got to deal with that. On top of that, there is, 12 blokes, or 15 blokes if you count the ones on the sidelines. It's 15 blokes we've got sitting in race control that have done a sensational job this year. Really want to thank Dave Coleman, as the head of our race control group. He just steps up and goes above and beyond every week. Really, as I said, really wanted to thank everybody that drives. It's you blokes that make the league. It's the chat, the banter, when we practice and when we drive, not just our split, but across all the other splits. It's the chat in our Discord. It's the involvement in our Discord. It's the, someone's talking about pedals and having issues, and all of a sudden there's 10 blokes from split 1, split 2, split 3, chirping in, getting involved in, what someone else is doing. Like everyone could just sit there and say, no, stuff it, I've learnt this, that's his problem, he's got to find it out. But no, everyone's happy to share, and that's what I love about this league, the comradeship and everything else. I know we all got a bit of a whack over the knuckles for a few race control issues, comments and language and everything else last week. But, respect those boys, respect the league, respect what we do, and you'll get the most out of it. You don't, well then, kind of a no dickhead policy that we need that we need to implement and keep this league strong. I started in season 4. Mark Dial is the man who started the league. He started at race 1, round 1, and absolutely effed it up. And they did Coda at night in the dark.
Yeah.
But Jesus, Mark, we've come a long way.
We have.
Season 23 is around the corner. Season 23 will see rain. You've heard it now. We'll see rain at some stage. We'll start to see some other things that we've been thinking of throwing in. We do change and we do adapt, but you've all got to work with us when we do it. Want to send out my last couple of huge thank yous, of course, to the committee. Reg James, I know he didn't get graphics out on time this week like he normally does. Reg is in the middle of moving house at the moment. Anybody who moves house knows how much of a pain in the ass that is. Reg is doing it for the third. Reg is doing it for the third time in 18 months for those playing along at home. So you can imagine what his mental state's like at the moment.
He should have it down pat now.
He should have it down pat. The rest of it, Carl Pickering does an amazing job with the social media. Trips over him, may trip over from time to time on one thing here or a comment there, but he does a sensational job with it. And he's absolutely, key part to what happens in the background. Keep it up, Pico. Not racing this week, of course. For those who don't know, Pico's a FIFO worker, works up in the NT and lives down Perth way. So, he's always bloody commuting and up and back. The other bloke I really want to thank, who's been a little bit MIA at the moment, has been Scotty Van Loon. Been MIA because he's under a lot of load with work as well.
Playing Minecraft.
He's trying to palm that off that he was in Dampier and it was his grandson booting up his PC. But yeah, it's like, okay, Scotty, you blame the kids, mate. We know it's you. And I'm still trying to work out what Feather is. So if anyone's playing Feather, please let us know.
Yeah. Never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either.
Not game to Google either.
Yeah, like Scotty and I work well together. It's good cop, bad cop. Scotty's got a very good commercial eye on what we do. Works very well with our sponsors and looking after our sponsors, who I greatly appreciate. Mind you, I've got to get something off to Neil this week. We are in a great position as a league because of you guys out there. Like, here I am. I've been waffling now for how long, and there's still 30 people listening to what I'm saying. So that's, says a fair bit as well.
What's the number? What's the number to your stop?
1. No, look, the league's in a good spot. everyone in the league I enjoy racing with or enjoy being involved with. I love seeing guys in the league doing wonderful things outside of the league. We had a couple of league guys in the qual series for pro. Great to see them. We also have a couple of other blokes, that do a hell of a lot of work for that qual series that in the league as well that people don't realise. Brenton O'Brien, Jordan Ross, Sean McNamara. It's the elders of iRacing who are racing in our series, but the elders of iRacing, they're trying to look after the growth of iRacing in the country to turn it into something bigger and better. A lot of people don't see those things in the background. Who else? Yeah, but for me, it's the banter. Like I said, I've stirred Rob up so much this season, it's not funny, and he's just sat there and taken it and laughed along with it, which has been nice.
Oh, it'll come back at you, mate. It'll come back at you. Don't worry.
It always does.
I think it's really important to acknowledge your contribution.
Yes.
To all of it, right? So you're split. The reason why you're not up in that top 5, top 10 is because you're working so hard in the back end and not getting enough track time. So just trying to help you out there, mate, on your positioning in the championship.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
I just love this new damage model. Look, hang on, I'll get rid of this bit. Look at the front left right-hand wheel of Dave Worrell there.
and I reflect on the damage model at the start of last season, and you touch somebody and you're done.
Yeah, that was huge too. Yeah.
That came out of the factory.
What was that, Marty?
That's how they come out of the factory, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, we might wrap it up. A huge thank you again to everybody. And it's hard to believe this league's 22 seasons old, about to start 23. And to finish it off, if you haven't got your entry in, get it in. If you want to get on the wait list, get it in. Go to our Discord channel. If you can't find the Discord channel, go to our Facebook page, scroll in there or send a message in there to Pico. Pico will get it sorted. It is definitely, I think it's one of the staples of Australian sim racing. It's quite funny. There's guys, I met Madison down April last year. I met Madison down for the first time face to face, and in the conversation, the first thing he basically said to me is, "I want to race vets when I'm 40." And a couple of years to wait, so don't stress everybody. I don't
think our 3-4 guys have got too much to worry about.
No, not with that one, but it was quite funny. It's on my bucket list. This is a guy that's won everything in Australian sim racing, and first time I meet him, the first thing he says to me, I want to race vets and I want to win vets because it's on my bucket list. I was like, yeah, that tells me we've got something. So
yeah,
now the job is to carry the bat until he gets here. Nah, look, it's good. I'm looking forward to it.
You got to start writing some regulations to slow him down too.
Yeah. Anyway, Scops this week as well on Sunday. So if you get the chance, make sure you jump on, watch the SimSpeed broadcast. Plenty of Vets boys involved over there. Tomorrow night, 6:30, we have from Over the Ditch, Andrew Johnson bringing you Split 3. Andrew's starting to find his feet with his broadcasts. Hopefully he'll put on another cracker. And that is followed by, of course, Hamish and Scotty Gamble bringing you the Split 2 broadcast. So keep an eye out for that one. And, of course, Tuesday nights, keep an eye out for the boys at Alliance Sim Racing and SRW. So plenty of vets involved in both of those leagues as well. And, of course, don't forget servers will be up for practice as well. Hook into those, have some fun, and we will see everybody again next week. Thanks for watching, guys.
Catch you later.
See you, boys.
Good boys.
Introducing the RaceKraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a RaceKraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The RaceKraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.